Getting set for holiday baking? Well, we have tips from the pros this morning. Bettina Schormann and Erin Schiestel are pastry chefs at Earth to Table Bread Bar and the authors of Earth to Table Bakes. Good morning to you both this morning.
Morning.
Hi, thanks for having us.
So you're going to show some pantry basics that we kind of need before we even get started, because it's always a good idea to shop before you get started, right? You don't want to run out of something in the middle of mid-bake.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing that we wanted to kind of highlight this morning is the idea of local ingredients. Mm-hmm. So what we have, like here at the restaurant, we do use Hewitt's Dairy. So Hewitt's has their line of creams. They have sour cream, yogurt. They have a goat butter. But that's kind of your go-to staples for most recipes, and you want to make sure you have those things in your pantry. But the other thing that we often find local is eggs. And these are from NutraSpring Farms in Dundas. The one tip that we do give you on eggs, that if you are using a local egg, that eggs need to be graded into like small, medium, large, and extra large. Generally, most recipes call for a large egg. Mm-hmm. And so if you're doing like a farm gate pickup, the eggs might not be graded, but if they come in these cardboard cartons, then they will be, and you're looking for a large egg.
Okay, so that's how you know, or just ask the farmer, right? If you're picking them up that way,
yeah.
what size they are, because the size of an egg makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to baking.
Absolutely,
for sure, and they can range from pretty small to quite large sometimes. Yeah.
Right. So what else do you have? What else do you really need for good baking?
Well, the one thing that you can also get locally is a good flour. So here in Ontario, there are a number of mills. We've been using a mill out of London called Arva Mills, but there's also a mill outside of Guelph called Oak Manor, and they have a number of grains, all the way from flour to millet to oats. Yeah, and those are all things that are in many of the recipes in the book.
Right. Now, is it okay to use an all-purpose flour for some things, or if it says, you know, a baking flour or a bread flour, should you really, like, what's the difference?
So, yes, you should use all-purpose flour. Mostly in this book is all-purpose. Some recipes call for hard flour or bread flour. The difference between the two is bread flour is higher in protein content, which means your baked goods will turn out tougher, more like bread. And for all-purpose recipes, you want that's the recipes you use all-purpose for cakes, scones, things you want to be tender and flakier.
Yeah.
Butter is another big thing. I know you talked about local butter, but yeah, fresh butter in baking is so delicious.
Yeah. And then the tip that we have for butter is you always want to do the unsalted. So every dairy or creamery will have a different salt content in their butter. So you start with an unsalted butter, and then you can control the volume of salt that's going into your recipes for your own taste.
Okay, I automatically reach for the salted, so okay, so something. Now, something too, what about if you've got, so I know I have baking powder and baking soda that have been in my pantry for like, a couple years at least. Do you need to, you know, does that stuff, is it not shelf stable anymore? Won't it work as well?
I would definitely, if it was over 30 days old, I would replace it.
Oh, okay. I need to do it clear out there. So, oh, please don't come to my pantry.
They do deteriorate after time for the reactivity in the baking powder and baking soda.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to go through all the trouble of making a delicious recipe and that be your downfall.
Right. Although I wouldn't need to make anything if I just came to your bread bars, right? Because you've got such delicious things.
Laid out on the counter for you.
Yes, yes. So Bettina and Erin, thank you very much. Where can people get the book?
It's available at Chapters and Indigo, and we have it available at all Pearl Hospitality properties.
And Amazon.
Oh, and Amazon.
Awesome. Have a great baking season then. Nice to talk to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Feeling Christmas all around, and I'm trying to play it cool. it's hard to focus.